Welcome back to Go With Us. This is Mega Heracross Raid Day. We're going to run through all of the details, discuss a quick counter guide, see if this Pokemon is even worth your time and worth raiding. Just to give you a clue, this thing is a boss. You don't want to miss this day. Just like we did for Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, as well as Shadow Mewtwo, you guys really loved those videos. Thanks for all the support, seriously guys. And of course, today we're gonna bring you Mega Heracross, which is gonna be making its debut into Pokemon Go for the very first time. But let's run through when this raid day is gonna be happening. It looks like it's gonna be happening this Saturday, the 13th of April, from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. And moving on to the bonuses, they've actually done something a little different here. It's not the usual, but the rest is kind of the same. The first bonus is that every trainer is going to have 5 additional free daily raid passes to use. A quick tip we're going to throw in right now, as we did last time, remember to not do a raid the day before. Remember, in this World of Wonder season, we get 2 free raid passes per day. So if you don't do a raid the day before, that free raid pass will carry over. So I think you should start with 3 free raids on top of the 5, which should take you to like 7 or 8 free raids. Guys, that's fantastic. So definitely do that. Bonus number 2 is that the remote raid limit is going to be increased to 20. Very popular feature in the game. If you guys want to raid this Pokemon hard, which you might want to, we're going to detail it at the end. This is a good one to go after. Bonus number 3 is that all trainers have an increased chance of encountering shiny Mega Heracross, which is of course making its debut into the game for the very first time. I believe that that shiny rate is going to be 1 in 10 as well. And the last bonus is an interesting one. Small change, but I quite like it, is that when 2 or more people complete a raid around that gym for 15 minutes, more Pokemon are going to spawn. I think that's a pretty neat introduction. And just like it was last time, all trainers have access to purchase that raid day ticket for a total cost of $5, which comes with an extra 4 bonuses. The first one being you can get an additional 8 free raid passes per day, which again is fantastic, guys. On this day, you could maybe do like a 15, 16 raids, which is absolutely fantastic. Bonus number 2 is that trainers have an increased chance to receive additional rare XL candy, which moves on to bonus number 3, being that we can get 50% extra Stardust. And lastly, trainers can get 50% extra XP when completing these raids. So if you want to bank that XP, make sure to pop those lucky eggs. But wait, how do we even get Mega Heracross? Probably a good place to start. Heracross. Heracross is a bug and fighting type Pokemon originally coming from Generation 2. Heracross is not known to evolve, however, it can Mega evolve into Mega Heracross, and you guys are gonna need 200 Mega Energy to make that happen, and a further 40 if you guys want to make that happen in the future again. Some fun facts is that Heracross actually has 2 forms. It has the male form, which kind of has that standard horn that we're all used to seeing, but what a lot of people didn't know is that the female version actually has a totally different horn, especially at the end. It almost has that heart-shaped kind of ending, which I really like. And the other fun fact is that Heracross does not spawn worldwide. It only spawns in Southern America and the very kind of southern parts of America. So guys, this is a great time to get Heracross if you don't have it in your Pokédex. Now is time for the deep dive of Mega Heracross. As always, we like to start with its base stats. It has a max CP of 5443, so we can stop right there. That is already looking super strong. It's actually a little bit higher than I originally anticipated, but really good. If we move on to those base stat values, it has an attack value of 334, which actually breaks into the top 12 in the entirety of Pokemon Go. That is stupendous. That is fantastic. Moving on to the defense, which is going to be 223, which I think breaks into the top 25, and finally a stamina of 190, which is solid. So again, guys, we can see that this Pokemon is probably going to rank pretty well in some of these categories. So let's see what moves it has access to. It has fast moves of Struggle Bug and Counter, and it has charge moves of Earthquake, Mega Horn, Rock Blast, and Close Combat. So if we look at the bug type category, it currently wipes out anything in its wake. It goes straight to number 1 in this bug type category. In terms of DPS, absolutely, but its TDO is actually really impressive as well, because it can stay on the battlefield a little bit longer than something like a Mega Beedrill, for example. But as you can see, guys, to just go straight into number 1 is really impressive. But because bug types aren't necessarily the best types to use in raids, let's see what it does in the fighting type category. And this is where this Pokemon is so surprising and really impressive. It's currently beaten out Mega Blaziken to take the #1 spot in the fighting type category, which to me is absolutely ridiculous. I know that when Mega Lucario comes into the game, it's going to take that #1 spot just simply because of that better kind of DPS. But guys, off the bat, the fact that it goes #1 in both categories just shows why this Pokemon has been so highly anticipated for so long. And if we just look back at that fighting category, we can actually see that the bulk of Mega Heracross is #1 in this category, and it actually beats out Terrakion as well. Look, I know it's a Mega Pokemon, but the fact that it's a dual kind of bug type just shows, again, everything we need to know. So guys, that is super impressive, but we need to know how to take this thing down. Let's have a look at its weaknesses. It's weak to 4 different things: Fire, Psychic, Fairy, but it's double weak to Flying, and this is probably a good time to move into that counter guide to see the best way to take this thing down. The best Mega Pokemon you could use, of course, is going to be that Mega Rayquaza with that Air Slash and Dragon Ascent combination, the #1 Pokemon in the entirety of the game right now. You could also use Mega Pidgeot with that Gust and Brave Bird combination. I'd like to see that in there. And an honorable mention for Mega Charizard Y if you don't have any good flying type Megas, for that Air Slash and Blast Burn combination. The best Shadow counters are going to be that Shadow Moltres with Wing Attack and Sky Attack, Shadow Ho-Oh with Hidden Power and Brave Bird, Shadow Staraptor, which is really interesting to see in there with a Wing Attack and Fly, and we're even going to throw in Shadow Honchkrow with Peck and Sky Attack if you didn't have anything better than that. And in terms of regular counters, we're going to mention Rayquaza just because it's been around in the game for some while with Air Slash and Dragon Ascent. You could use Staraptor with Gust and Fly. You could use Braviary with Air Slash and Fly. And for any newer players, we're going to give an honorable mention to Unpheasant, which is interesting, with a Gust and Sky Attack, just in case you guys didn't have any better flying type counters. Remember guys, when you eventually take Mega Heracross down, we're all going to get encounters with Heracross. That non-weather boosted 100% IV is going to be 1772, but the weather boosted 100% IV is going to be 2215, and that's going to be in either rainy or cloudy weather because of that bug and fighting typing. All of this brings us to the final question, which is of course going to be, is Mega Heracross worth rating? 1000%. We say this every video, it feels like, for the last couple of raid days, but the truth is guys, these are Pokemon you just definitely don't want to miss. The reason why: they have huge utility in the game, and they have a massive impact on the game and making your life easier. So guys, a definite yes from us. Go out there, hit it as hard as you can. You know where to get all the info. Go with us, and we'll be sure to see you on the next one, baby. Oh wait, we got Bug Out coming soon. Check out that. Bye.